Good morning, everyone. I got the Nikon Zfc with the Viltrox 33mm f1.4Z autofocus, not manual focus. It is autofocus. It has an aperture ring on it, so I like that also. So I'm gonna do some shots this beautiful morning, Wednesday morning, August 9th, and I watered the grass a little bit. I'm gonna let it grow a little bit longer. Hopefully with the limbs that we cut earlier in February, the grass will grow back to where it's supposed to be on both ends, this patch and that patch. I'm noticing that my live oak tree is trying to branch out, so I may have to cut some more limbs. But anyway, I'm going to take some shots with this and I'll share it with you in the studio. And this is the intro. Remember to do the outro, David. Bye. Okay, so let's go to Capture One, trying this program out, see if I like it. If you buy the Lumix one, you get a 3-month thing, but I can't really do any editing or anything, but at least I can show some files, and I can also show you the configuration. So with the ZFC, I'll click around there and make sure. You'll see on the left the file number. It's in RAW, all these pictures. This is wide open at f1.4. 33 millimeters, 52 millimeter equivalent. And anyway, shows the serial number of the camera and stuff like that. But let's look at these pictures. So the shutter speed is 1/1000th of the shutter speed, f1.4. The ISO is usually at 100. Okay, so the only thing that's going to change is the shutter speed, depending if it's in the shade or in the sun. You'll see. So here's my plants with the yellow, well, actually with the, what is it? The little seeds, red seeds, whatever. And there's my favorite plant. It's not in focus. And you have to be patient with the camera too, is because it'll take time to focus. But did a panoramic view, all at 1.4. But you see, with aperture priority, you may not have things in focus. So, but I wanted to show the dark places and the light, the flowers. You can zoom in. Well, no, you can't, not on this program. So I'm just going to show you things as it is. This is the reason why I'm doing this is it's faster than preview. And when I want to slow down, I'll just, instead of doing a slideshow, I'm just hitting the down arrow. So this is still in 1.4. Shutter speed's at 1/4000th of a second. And when you get in the shade, it's 1,000th of a second. So you see, that's 4,000, and I'm in the shade. So I don't know. The camera decides what to do. I think I was in the sun. No, that's still 1/4000. So I don't know. Maybe it's the 1.4 aperture. See, that went down to 3200 of a second. That's 1/4000 again. So I think what it is if you're focusing far away, you get that 1/4000th of shutter speed. But what happens is you get a locked shot on the target. So I live right next to Randolph Air Force Base, and there's a lot of training pilots that fly. They fly the propellers to start with, and then they move on up to the jets. And you can see it coming closer. So with at 1.4, what we're looking at is the image going to be sharp. And he just keeps coming closer, closer, closer. And I don't have a telephoto lens, it's just a prime. But still, it looks pretty sharp. And I can't crop in, unfortunately. And I'm back at my little cabbage patch right there, or melon patch. Should say melon patch. There's my small crepe myrtle. There's my big one. And these are now in program mode, okay? So it'll adjust the ISO, the shutter speed, and the aperture. Let the camera do the walking. But if you notice, everything is sharp. That's the difference between aperture priority and program mode. The camera decides what to make on the decisions, and usually it's right. So it changes to f3.2, 1/200th of a second, ISO 100. So this small camera can take great pictures. A lot of people don't talk about it. They all talk about video. Well, you can do a combination of video and picture taking, and it's a fun camera to use. Now, I'm not using the dials or anything. I am using, the program feature or aperture feature, and I'll let the camera decide. Just to show you that, let's say, $1,000 camera can do the job for you if you get the right lens. So see, I'm going around. These are all raw files, and they load a lot better in Capture One than they do in Preview. You see a little hesitation. You see, here's another plane, but look how sharp it is. And what I liked, he was making a curve. I can only get two that was in focus there, then as he was going away. And you step back for composition. With the prime, you either move forward or back up. So these are different views of my house and the neighbor's house with their trees. And I love the trees in springtime and in summertime because I'm usually in the shade. But you see, I did a down the street shot and then a closer shot. And then down the street shot again. On that side, and then a close-up shot. And another airplane. Then a reflection off the bird bath. I filled up the water. Another plane. And he's making his curve again. So I got more shots of him. And I'm trying to get a little darkness and a little brightness mix in with the picture. And then, of course, showing the cushions. I mean, this is really boring, right? But Mr. Peekaboo, I have to put up all my cushions because he likes making holes, and he'll grab the stuffings out of the pillow and take it up to a bird nest where he likes to sleep. and the wind came by and blew all of his stuffing. So he started attacking my cushions again. So if you look at the bricks, you don't see much barrel distortion except for maybe on the top, but I might be angling it wrong. But you see it's straight here, but it might be a little bit right here. Okay, you see the bend? Anyway, yeah, I love my Yorkie. Now, this is the other star, the Creator Combo, well, I should say the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo. So it comes with the DJI 2 mic, with a little fluffy, and I have it set to 4K 30 on the gimbal. Best shots. If you want to bring something with you as a B camera for your B-roll, this is what you bring. And I'm showing the different things. Now, I'm back at f1.4, by the way. I want to show you the difference between aperture and program mode. So, f1.4, open wide open, getting more light. But look at the pictures. Now that's a little out of focus. And 1.4 can do that. Now, let's see, what was it? Program mode. Okay. So now it's not an aperture priority, it's in program mode. That's why I did it. Okay, so I started again. Program mode. The difference is not much. Program will go into aperture or shutter if it decides what to do. You do have another setting, but that's automatic. I would just rather put it in program mode. But so I'll add f1.4, 33 millimeter, and it's shooting at 1/1200th of a second, just like aperture priority. But there's a difference. More pictures are in focus in program mode than aperture priority. So I don't know what it is. Looks like it uses the same settings, 1/200th of a second f1.4, but the ISO is like at 6400 or 125. That's the difference. And aperture priority does the same thing. Now, I want to talk about lighting. So when you're taking your camera and you're pointing at something like toward a light, a window or something different, it turns down the contrast on the subject you want to take a picture of. So just turn on the light. It improves things quite a bit. So that's a turntable. And you see, this was out of focus. And most cameras don't get in focus with something dark or a white contrast. But if you turn on a light, there you go. Friends or the family you choose. And there's the sailboat. Now, and the light on, you can see the baseball player almost. But you see the light source is through the windows. And if you go here, you can see the difference. You go into the light source and the light is off. Now, turn the light back on for the clock here, and you can see the reflection of the light. Just to show you the difference by turning on a light, turning it off. The light is off here, but that's the window by the kitchen table. So you can see kind of like a spot here, like on a TV, if it doesn't have any anti-glare or whatever. You see? You got to be careful. I've tried covering that up with a sheet and it did pretty good, but not this time. So I wanted to show you that. But you know, you look for different colors. Shiny things have a little trouble focusing, but this time it was in great shape. And you just heard the grandfather's clock. So I focus on the bike, and then the next picture, I focus right here, right outside of my bedroom. And then my wife's urn, and you can see that I'm in the mirror. I'm focusing on the urn. Now I'm focusing on myself. So you see, a 1.4 lens can create that bokeh for you. So this is right on top, and you see it's being blurred out, and then I'm blurred out. But then if you go to the next picture, that's still blurred out, but I'm the one that's in focus. That's a pretty good shot. Then I was focusing on a mirror instead of the object in front. Now the object in front, now the mirror becomes blur. So that's what you can do with a 1.4 lens. You get different shots, get real close. So I'm looking on the dog, focusing on him. Now I'm focusing on the my time and temperature reader, time clock, atomic time clock. And of course, this time I think I was focusing here, but you see this looks kind of sharp. And you can see how it's blurred out right here. And the same thing. Now I'm focusing either on the flower or the dog, probably here. So I see this is kind of blurry now. And then of course my dog, she says, "What are you doing now? Taking more pictures?" So this is outside again. Life is a beach. Went back inside. Look how sharp the pictures are. So you see, in and out, you see the reflection on the TV counter. You can see the dust. And I just cleaned that, so I'm going to have to dust it again. DVD collection. Now I'm a little bit crooked, and the DVDs are leaning that way. So, but there is a little barrel distortion where you can see the bend go to the left and bend going to the right. And it's more prominent on the top part than on the bottom part. But you can see it bend a little bit toward the edges. But you just take pictures, okay? You don't have to show them all. I open up the glass because of reflection. Gives a hard time for autofocusing. I was focusing on that to get everything in there. You see, this is kind of bokeh down here, and these are still kind of sharp, but not as sharp as this one right here on that level. And now it's focusing on the glass. And then you're taking different shots. And there's my M4 Pro Studio. You can see the M4 Pro there on the RayQ hub, keyboard, mouse, my mic. LG Ultrafine 5K, Apple Studio Display 5K. They're both 27 inches. And here's my new Samsung G80S 32-inch 4K 240 hertz monitor, only running at 120 hertz off the M4 Pro Mac Mini. And that's a Thunderbolt to a display port. I did take this monitor to a PC and it did run at 240 hertz. I got the same type of panel on my bedroom closet game machine. It's a Ryzen 7800 X3D, and it's a 3440 by 1440 monitor. Same OLED panel, only this is 4K, the other one's 2.5K. And it's widescreen. But you take pictures, wide open, you know, just go around like you normally do. And this is great for insurance purposes too. So if anything gets damaged or stolen, it says, look, these items were in my house at the time. And if you do YouTube videos all the time and they see about the same pictures over and over, but with different cameras and different lenses, see, even on this, you can see the shadow in the background where the sunlight's coming from the kitchen area, the breakfast table area, and shining in the kitchen. And up there, top of the cabinets. And then I love these things. If you want breakfast in bed, sleep in the kitchen, or just give me the coffee and no one gets hurt. You know, pick up little signs. You can take pictures of your gas stovetop oven, or you can do the microwave just above it. And you can't see me, but I'm smiling. All right. You can do a couple sharing a moment together. You can do a lady that's an angel. Let your light shine. There's another angel. There's another angel, and there's my wife. And then there's the whole thing. And that's the last picture. So thank you for watching. And now here's the last video. So long, folks. I'm waiting for my driver to come and bring 2 lenses and some lens hoods. Thank you, Canon. I had to buy extra. And I bought 2 extra ones that already had lens hood too. So anyhow, here's the video. Okay, so this is my outro. I took about 130 shots. You know, just waiting for a delivery driver to do another video. I got 2 lenses coming in today. So I'm walking with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Cotter or combo or creator combo. A lot of words. But look how stable this 4K 30 is. And I'm just panning around. See? Beautiful, isn't it? So if you have kind of like a backup little stick like this, there, see? Let's see if there's anything up there. I don't see them. Yep, there's a bird right there. So I got my bird bath going. Watered the grass. Took care of a neighbor's pets. Oh, he's on a trip. So I see, beautiful day, a little windy, not too hot though, okay? You need to get out and enjoy it while you can before it gets too hot. So, you come back, waiting for a package, you vlog, and you take 130 shots, just waiting, okay? Quick hour. You'll be surprised how many shots you can take. This is a Viltrox 33mm 1.4 on the Nikon Zfc. It's equivalent to a full frame of I think 52. I think it is. Yeah. So anyway, what I do is basically, since it's an f1.4, I open it up all the way and use aperture priority and let it decide what to do with the shutter speed. Then I go into program mode and let the camera decide what it wants to do. So you get sharper images at like f8, f7.1, whatever. The camera will decide. With APS-C cameras, there's two things you have to look out for. So the cheaper ones have less battery life, so they go out pretty much. So have spare batteries in your pocket. Most of my cameras have a dummy battery, but with Nikon, it's not portable. It's you have to plug it in the wall. Okay, but you get out, you just do normal things, and you'd be surprised some of the things you want to take a picture of. Like either some type of paint on a house, decorations, new office building. They're building a hospital. Love taking pictures of the cranes. I was taking pictures of the crane moving. And you can see a bird down there by the bird bath. So if you sit here long enough and you don't get antsy, birds will come by. And especially if you bring bird feed out, they go after it. Now these blackbirds are pretty intelligent, and they're not as scared as the sparrows are. Sparrows get pretty well spooked. And I get a rabbit now and then. I get some doves and pigeons, like that dove on that neighbor's car. She's thinking of making a nest there. Because he never drives it. Well, he drives it now and then, but. Yeah, you see? You get shots like that. So there's going to be a long video. I don't care. I'm just enjoying it out here. I got to watch out for the hornets and wasps and bees because they'll be doing nesting. So there's two doves right there. Probably mating. They're probably asking, where's the bird seed? I should do that too this afternoon, but then the squirrels get to it. So you see, you just enjoy a beautiful day, get outside. If I wasn't waiting for a darn package, I'd be going somewhere. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.